You were at the game. Last night, MetLife Stadium, I saw the photo on social media, you and your son. When you walk through the doors of that stadium, what are the chances in your mind you're going to watch the Giants salting that game away in the fourth quarter?
My son wanted to wear his Jalen Hurts jersey to the game because at this age, he's 9. He just wants to be associated with the winner. He didn't care really which team it's going to be, but he was so sure that the Eagles are going to win. I'm like, buddy, like, New Jersey, Northeast, like rolling up with a Jalen Hurts jersey. I don't want to have to fight anybody. So let's just go neutral, put on just an NFL jacket. But I didn't expect this. The Giants team we saw a week ago with 5 straight turnovers, with so many young guys playing in their game. And then the Eagles on the other side coming off of a loss to the Denver Broncos where they had a lead in the fourth quarter and kind of gave the game away. You expected the Eagles to be fired up that they didn't have to wait an entire week to play again. And I expected them to win that game and win it kind of big. And a lot of credit goes to Brian Daboll. He's been able to get this team going, even coming off that loss on the road, to come back home. The game plan centered around Jackson Dart and how it was able to kind of show itself throughout the course of that game. They end up going down and continue to fight and really put a butt whooping on the Philadelphia Eagles. And I think it puts them in a spot where at 4-2, yes, you still feel good if you're an Eagles fan that you are where you are, but it's kind of that teetering point where is this going to be the 2023 Eagles where they were 10-1 and then absolutely collapsed? Or is it going to be more like last year where early on in the season, Hurts had turnovers, they were struggling, they went into their bye week, they came up with some answers and then went on a terrific run to obviously win the Super Bowl. A lot of question marks surrounding the Eagles right now.
So if you look at this Eagles offense, Jason, you spent a long time in your career obviously game planning against and trying to pick things apart. What's going on? They're pretty close to full strength. It's not like they got injuries all over the place. Why, outside of the tush push, we're calling the tush push 4th and inches. Besides the tush push, why does it seem like nothing else is on time, on tempo, the way that we expect?
I think part of it is when you're a really good football team and really good offense like they were a year ago, each and every year you have to kind of recreate yourself and go back and look at it, what you did well and how you have to adjust and adapt to whatever the new pieces are on your football team. Last year, they decided after the bye week, you know what? The best attribute of our offense is our line and our running back in Saquon Barkley. And we're going to fully commit to it because he's picking up 3 yards before he's even getting touched by a defender. And then he's able to do the rest. You come into this season, they haven't been able to do that. They've tried to line up in the shotgun like they always do and just run the ball at people. And Saquon is getting hit in the backfield damn near every single time. So you don't have the team to just bully people the way you did last year. We've seen him over the last 2 weeks try to rely on the passing game a lot more and put the ball in Jalen Hurts' hands. It's too vanilla. And I don't know if when you're looking at the Eagles, if they feel as though, hey, we're doing what Jalen Hurts likes and we're doing the things that work to the best of what his abilities are, or if they just feel like he can't handle more with their offense, more motion, more movement, different things with the wide receivers. You're not seeing that. A lot of times they're just lining up and they're saying, we're going to beat you one-on-one. And they don't have the ability to do that this year. So I think when you watch them, to your point, outside of the tush push and the variations that they've done off of the tush push, they're struggling. And you're seeing it on 1st and 2nd down, which has led to them. We haven't even seen that many tush pushes the last 2 weeks because they're always in 3rd and 6 plus because they're not able to pick up the necessary yards on 1st and 2nd down. This is an offense that has completely lost their identity, and they have a 10-day break now. So somewhere along the line, they have to figure out exactly who they are.
Flip side of this, I also was struck by how the Eagles didn't seem to have a whole lot of answers for the things Jackson Dart was doing, particularly off schedule. There's kind of this looseness in his game. He's coming out of the pocket. It looks like a lot of times, I don't want to call it, not full backyard football. I'm sure they have rules to the scramble drills, but like a lot of their big plays are coming from him either running or just getting outside. If you're scheming this up against him, you watched that tape last night and you're figuring out, okay, how do we not let Cam Skadaboo gash us and not let the quarterback run around and make things happen? What do you do against him?
I mean, the first thing is you talked about him scrambling, and you would hate as a defense. The one thing you go into the game, you're saying, hey, rush lanes. And I promise you, everybody on the Eagles defensive front probably talked about it going into the game. Guys, we got to stay in our rush lanes. And then his first touchdown, it just parts like the Red Sea. And he's gone up the middle. Now it's one-on-one with Zach Bond, and he had no shot. And now it ends up in a touchdown. So you go in with these rules, and now you have to be disciplined when the lights turn on. I'll also say this for the Eagles defense, when you don't have Jalen Carter in the front, when Quinyon Mitchell ends up with a hamstring injury and you don't have him on the outside, those are two of your very best players on the defensive side of the ball. And every team loses good players. But when you don't have guys behind it, it fully exposes you. It was one thing when Quinyon Mitchell was in there and they were attacking Kelee Ringo. When he exited the game, now you have two corners in Adoree Jackson and Kelee Ringo. Guys aren't pressed up the way Kenyon Mitchell does. Now they're playing off. Now it's easy access throws for Jackson Dart to be able to get the ball on the outside. With no Jalen Carter in the middle, now you're running Cam Scatterbull in the first half where it really wasn't making much hay in the run game. But that's the thing. They continued to run the ball, and it started to break open in the second half, and it became a Scatterbull second half where it was a Dart first half, and they just continued to pound the Eagles. And I think if you're watching that game as an Eagles fan, you're seeing your all-pro linebacker, Zach Bond, get ran over by Scatterbull. You're seeing him getting made a fool of in the middle of the field by Jackson Dart. You don't know where else to turn on a defense when your offense is struggling as well. There was nothing really clicking for the Eagles last night.
Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.